morning, respected lecturer and distinguished speaker and dear participant. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to this webinar entitled Future Ready Building Skill for Tomorrow's Success with the theme Developing Communication, Leadership and Career Skill. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. We hope this webinar will provide valuable insight and inspire us to become more confident and future-ready individuals. My name is Vesta, and it is my pleasure to be your Master of Ceremony for today's webinar. Before we begin, I would like to kindly remind everyone to keep your microphone mute throughout the presentation. If you have any question, please save them for the question and answer session at the end of today's webinar. Without further ado, let us begin today's webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome and thank you for joining us today. We hope this webinar will broaden our knowledge, strengthen our communication and leadership skill, and prepare us for future career opportunities. Today's webinar has been organized to provide valuable knowledge and practical insight into communication, leadership, and career development. We encourage everyone to actively participate, engage in the discussion, and make the most of today's learning experience. At this moment, it is my pleasure to acknowledge the presence of our distinguished guest. A warm welcome to Mr. Saragih, Lecturer of English for Even Minds, Miss Sarah, Communication and Leadership Consultant, and all participants joining today's webinar. Thank you for being with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue today's program, let us begin with a prayer according to our respective beliefs, asking for God's blessing and the smooth success of today's webinar. May I invite Angel to lead the opening prayer. Thank you, Angel, for leading us in prayer. May today's webinar run smoothly and provide valuable knowledge and inspiration to all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, our next agenda is the welcoming remarks. It is my pleasure to invite Mr. Saragih, Lecturer of English for the Even Minds, to deliver the welcoming remarks and officially open today's webinar. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Saragih. Thank you very much, Mr. Saragih, for your inspiring remarks and encouraging message. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now arrived at the main session of today's webinar. It is my pleasure to introduce our distinguished speaker who will share valuable knowledge and insight related to today's topic. Before inviting our speaker, please allow me to briefly introduce today's guest speaker. Ms. Sarah is a communication and leadership consultant with more than 10 years of experience in leadership development, public speaking, and career coaching. She has conducted numerous seminars and training programs for students and professionals, helping them develop the communication, leadership, and career skills needed to success in today's competitive world. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Miss Sarah. The floor is yours. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Ms. Sarah, for the insightful and inspiring presentation. We truly appreciate the valuable knowledge and experience you share with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please give another round of applause to Ms. Sarah. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now continue with the question and answer session. If you have any question, please use the raise hand feature or type your question in the chat box. When your name is called, kindly introduce yourself before asking your question. Without further ado, let us begin the question and answer session. Thank you to everyone for your participation and thoughtful question. our sincere appreciation also goes to Miss Sarah for the informative answer and valuable discussion. Distinguished speaker, respected lecturer, and dear participant, we have now come to the end of today's webinar. On behalf of the committee, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to Ms. Sarah for sharing her valuable knowledge and insight, to Mr. Rajin for his guidance and support, and to all participants for your active participation throughout today's webinar. We hope today's session has inspired us to continue learning and preparing ourselves for future success. My name is Vesta, and has been my pleasure to be your Master of Ceremony today. Thank you for your kind attention. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe and goodbye.